I have always been an explorer of this existence. Like a multidimensional scientist, I am constantly recording my experience of this physio-spiritual life path, taking careful notes of my own evolution, tracking the progress of spiritual transformation, and storing the data in a journal series dating back to age 14. I felt there was a karmic reason for this will that always reminded me to observe and take note. I knew my careful attention to detail would somehow be reported back to a committee of unseen peers, divulging the details and conclusions of my excursions in this most magnificent reality. I felt it had been my mission to figure out some philosophical answers for the further evolution of humankind.
All we are is dust in the wind, dude. Dust. Wind. Dude.
I give myself the chance to explore the depths of spiritual realities, so that light and gnosis shall rule the underworld of the subconscious. The year was now 2003, exactly 7 years, a Saturn cycle, after I had taken refuge with Sri Mamo Devi. So how did it start happening to me? How did I know things were shifting in my reality? What clues reveal themselves when you're about to go down the rabbit hole? My Kundalini awakening was preceded by many strange occurrences. The light bulbs in my house began to burn out in short amounts of time. My electric bill mysteriously doubled. I felt as if I was absorbing and storing more energy than ever before. As the awakening drew closer, I felt an electric buzz in my body. I wrote in my journal, "There are no lies in my life, no more vampires or backstabbers. I am cleansed and calm and awaiting the next phase." I was first visited by my higher self, or holy guardian angel, an idealized, heaven-like version of myself, the Oversoul, all love and no ego, the perfection of my soul. Not to be confused with a spirit guide or even a master teacher, your higher self is in fact a direct reflection of you. The first message from the higher self was, "You're always trying to be everyone else's friend except for your own." She taught me how to step back and see myself from her perspective. With this experience, my ego began to collapse. Like Joseph Campbell, I believe myth is life's mirror. I strongly resonate with the core Persephone myth. My name is the French version of core. As I researched the Persephone myth, I began to see my life as it mimicked her archetypal storyline. Breaking free of the subconscious reins that restricted my perception from the higher realms mirrored Core's transmutation from Persephone, underworld goddess, to Persephone, the goddess of spring. Persephone had attained true enlightenment and knowledge through suffering, and with that woe transformed herself forever, queen of both earth and the underworld, a goddess containing dual aspects. The rites of spring are the mysteries of Persephone, for that is when her mother Demeter welcomes her home. The beginning of the death season, Halloween, is also Persephone's mystery. Masks, facades, fantasy. Instinctually we understand Halloween is a time to explore other characters, thus realizing we ourselves are just characters. We refer back to Shakespeare and life being a stage and us the actors. I have also found a source of this sentiment in the Vedas. Quote, "Do all the karma as actors in a play, keeping your identity separate and not being attached too much to your role. Remember that the whole thing is just a play, and the Lord has assigned to you a part. Act well your part. There your duty ends." Comments on God's play. I am learning more about the vibrational levels of existence and how it works, growing from a level further from God to a level closer to God in stages of growth. Also, that God is me, playing me, how I trick myself in order to learn lessons, gain wisdom, and to evolve. Enlightenment happens from within, just like alchemy. God is me. The trickster or neurotic part of me is still God. It just does not realize that fact. Thus, this part of me is separate from God due to its own ignorance. Due to its own ignorance, this part of me is creating and experiencing hell. It seems a larger part of me understands all of this. I'm consciously working on loving and parenting the other parts of myself, showing them that they are a part of me and that we are God experiencing itself in a human form as this ego identity, Corinne. To love ourselves and our neighbors as we love God, in a life such as that, peace is the only inevitability.